What's up NBA fans, Dom2K on the mic, and before this video starts I figured I needed to do a bit of due diligence because I was suggested by a fan to do one of these start one, bench one, cut one videos, and if you don't know what that is, that's a tradition that originated in Facebook basketball groups where basically there's just 3 players on the screen and you're gonna start one, bench one, and cut one. So I went ahead and wrote the idea down and I figured I'd just get to it whenever, and it finally came up on my list. So I typed it into YouTube just to see if other YouTubers have already done this, and it turns out there are a couple of other ones that have did it, and you can see them on your screen right now. I'm just throwing this out there because people would be quick as hell to say you stole a video idea or something like that, and I've never actually seen these guys before I searched this term up, and if you go and watch their videos you see it's slightly different from what I'm gonna do. So rather than going through multiple scenarios at a time and giving short explanations for why I do what I do, I'm actually going to pick trios and go in depth about who I'm starting, who I'm benching, and who I'm cutting. And today, those 3 players are going to be Kevin Durant, Harden, and Westbrook. Now obviously this is a trio that didn't stay together long enough to reach its full potential, and even though I'm not as high on it as everyone else as I once talked about in an older video, I can still clearly understand they could have been a championship team. So people do a ton of comparing of these 3 because they've went all their separate ways, and at the moment all of them are really having MVP worthy seasons, and yes, that means Kevin Durant also, even if you don't want to admit it. The other 2 are putting up triple doubles left and right and really just straight up putting together video game stat lines. So let's be real, if someone told you James Harden was gonna have multiple 50-point triple doubles this season, you would have probably laughed. But with what we've got with these 3 guys and what they've turned into, the question has got to be asked eventually: start one, bench one, and cut one. Now before I start this, I want you to remember whose channel you're on, so you know this is going to be 110% unbiased. I don't care that Kevin Durant went to the Warriors. I'm not fixated on Harden's career bad defense. I'm not going to base my answers off of emotion like a lot of people do when they talk about these. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Now for my starting spot, I'm going Kevin Durant, and here's why. I feel like the full extent of Kevin Durant's game has only really ever been on display one time in his career, and that's when he won the MVP while Westbrook was injured. And when Westbrook went out, we all assumed the Thunder were going to fall to a middle of the pack team, but instead Kevin Durant averaged 32 points, around 6 assists and 7 rebounds to go with 50% field goal shooting. Not only was that a phenomenal stat line, because I know most of you probably aren't that impressed with it considering what's going on this season, but he kept the Thunder afloat as they finished 2nd spot in a very tough Western Conference. Just to give you an idea of how tough this West actually was, the 8th seed was the Dallas Mavericks, who'd won 49 games, so the fact that the Thunder weren't at best the 5th seed team was pretty incredible for the time. The other part of this is you just kind of had to be around to watch Durant that year because he was literally unstoppable. I was watching him take players off ISO, splitting double and triple teams, and this was all while being able to get his team involved and rebound the ball. Actually, if you go look, he had the highest usage rating of players that actually played that year. These 2 guys really didn't play that much, and Westbrook was hurt half the season, so that smaller sample size obviously inflates the percentage if you know how simple math works. Basically, my point with all of this is that the one time we've ever seen Kevin Durant be the only star on a team, we saw he could still keep the team in contention and win an MVP at the same time. Sure, you can say the same about James Harden because he's about to win MVP and his team was winning, but I think we all have a good understanding that the Rockets aren't quite a championship level team, and it's not just because the Warriors and Cavaliers exist, but really if you took this Rockets team and placed them in any of the previous years, they still wouldn't be a championship team. And to me, that's the striking difference between who gets to start and who gets to bench, because there were times that year when it looked like Kevin Durant was taking the Thunder to the promised land all by himself, and well, obviously we know with the existence of the Heat and the Spurs at that time, that wasn't going to happen, but still there was times where you really could have lied to yourself like it was going to happen. So that leaves us with 2 options here, and because I have to pick one to resume, you'll obviously know the answer to the bench question right away. And okay, just look for a second. Harden and Westbrook, these are 2 magnificent players. They both have their flaws that people love to harp on for some reason instead of just appreciating the freakish numbers they're putting up, but if you've watched a previous video of mine, you know the answer to this one already. As of right now, I'm picking James Harden for the bench over Westbrook, and let me explain why before you throw Westbrook's triple doubles in my face. Westbrook has played at a ridiculous level this season, and despite us basically being at the All-Star break, he hasn't shown any signs of fatigue, but to me, what gives Harden the edge for the bench over Westbrook is surprisingly not just that Harden wins more games, but it's really that Westbrook still doesn't have the most solid decision making. Now obviously I could have just pointed to Harden's wins and said game over, but the obvious flaw for that is that Harden's team is built more cohesively than Westbrook's at the moment, because essentially Westbrook is being asked to win with a bunch of players that can't shoot the ball, and when you factor that in, they really shouldn't even be a playoff team. But here's where I counter that. There's still the part of me that believes if you swapped Westbrook with Harden right now, the Rockets would not be a 3rd seed in the West. They'd certainly be good, but there's a few things here. First off, Westbrook isn't a shooter himself, yet he still insists on shooting the ball for some reason. reason. And this isn't something that's just happening in this year because he has to take all the shots. He's been taking ill-advised three-pointers since the Kevin Durant days. One of the things that benefits Houston right now, and that would probably benefit any team James Harden plays for, is that his game is very unpredictable. So he can be sizing you up, handling the ball, and he's a threat to either pull up and hit a three right between your eyes, drive to the rim, or he might whip a well-placed pass to a teammate that results in a bucket. Right there, that's not the case with Westbrook. If Westbrook is facing you, you're pretty much better off daring him to take the perimeter shot, and the worst thing is Westbrook won't hesitate to do it if you bait him into it. For a career 30% three-point shooter, that's just not his best idea. The final reason I'm taking Harden from my bench over Westbrook is simply that, in my opinion, Harden's game is easily adaptable to anyone's game when he's the ball handler / point guard. I know the next thing you're about to do is throw Dwight Howard in my face, to which I'll respond: A, Dwight was hurt for a lot of time in Houston, so that did not help the meshing process as his career was winding down there, and B, I'm speaking of the Harden that now realizes how great he is at the point guard position. What I fear is that when you pair Westbrook with another star, especially if that other star is a ball handler, it generates a ton of tension on the floor. One of the biggest reasons aside from health that Westbrook and KD couldn't quite get it done for a championship is because Westbrook was a de facto shooting guard while they played together. He was truly unable to really adjust his game well enough so that KD could just be the man while he played the point guard position. Say the last few years in OKC featured Durant and Harden, and there I'm more confident that they could have won championships together, because when Harden is playing the point guard position, you're never actually questioning if he's actually a point guard. Sure, he uses the ball a lot, but from the passes he makes to the attention he draws all around the floor, on top of the fact he's a threat from really anywhere on the floor, I'm more confident in his game and the fact that you can adapt it to another player regardless of who it is. Like, I think if this was the version of James Harden we had back in 2013, where he's just the point guard, there's no question, he's bringing the ball up the floor all the time and he's distributing, him and Dwight Howard might have been able to do something. For that reason, Harden is getting the bench spot behind KD, and unfortunately in this trio, I'm gonna have to cut one of the most exciting players I've ever watched. But don't get it twisted, I think more times than not, there's gonna be a spot for Westbrook in these scenarios, just not in this one. So there you have it. On this edition of Start One, Bench One, and Cut One, I'm starting the player who's shown me he can accomplish the most when he's the only star on the team. I'm benching the player who's pretty much doing that same thing, just with an ever so slightly smaller success rate, and I'm cutting the player I've got too many questions about. And just so nobody feels like I left it out, in games where Kevin Durant played and Westbrook didn't back in 2014, the Thunder were 24-11. So they did pretty well without him, for those people that I know are going to point out that Westbrook still played 46 games that season, but you just had to be around. Kevin Durant really killed it that year. Overall, I guess it just kind of comes down to preference, because I know there's going to be those that are biased and hate Kevin Durant for going to Golden State, so they'll cut him. Someone's going to prefer Westbrook's all-out style play over Harden's, and the combinations are really just going to be endless. And I do want to see those combinations, so now the challenge is on you. For this trio that was broken up far too soon, I want you to get in the comment section and start one, bench one, and cut one, and give me your reasons why. I do want to point out that James Harden is playing so well this season, and his team is also doing so well, that it's really almost like splitting hairs between what him and Kevin Durant did, being the only stars on their team. I mean, you really wouldn't be wrong if you went James Harden as well. Like I've pointed out in a previous video, the Rockets really could theoretically end up with the second seed. It's not likely, being that the second seed is the Spurs, and the Spurs just, they don't make a habit out of losing, so I doubt it'll happen. But if he does that, then that means he did the same thing Durant did, albeit that the conference is not as tough this year. But like I said, you wouldn't be wrong if you were starting Harden. Anyways, if you'd like me to do more of these, like, comment, and subscribe, and leave another trio I should do this for, because I actually had a lot of fun with this video. I'm Dom2K, thanks for watching, and hit the bell next to my name if you want to get notifications from my videos, and I'll see you guys next time.